What is going on, peeps? What is going on? It's Valerie's Naturals Oracles. Grand Rising. Good afternoon, good evening, good day, wherever you are. And today, it's about 1:45 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I've been haunted by this thing. I guess you could call it. Do you know, I was watching something, and you can also guess it's some kind of download, and it's about repeating cycles. It's about you collective and the repeating cycles. And I'm telling you, the minute that came into my head, I thought, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to flick some cards and I'm going to look at this and see what comes out. And so said, so done. The very first card collective that came out was this one, the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords came out. It's like past betrayal, past loss, past things that haunted you, collective. And I looked at this and I was inclined to flick a card on it. So I got another deck out, and I did. And you know what came out? The Three of Swords. Because I asked Spirit, I said, Spirit, tell me, why is the Ten of Swords here? What is it to do with in particular? And you know what I got? Karmic cycles. The Three of Swords. Now that immediately said to me, collective, have you been through same cycles with different people, but it was the same result? Or they did things to you and it kind of felt a similar situation, but you never learned from it. So you repeated those cycles, and it's karmic cycles. And I got this download today to say, it's like I need to send somebody a message to say, stop doing this to yourself. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and start loving on you. Because whatever these people did, it's kind of like, it's almost like Spirit saying, until you heal yourself, you're going to keep repeating these cycles with these people. Until you understand and know that you're not meant to be stuck in these cycles. You're not meant to be stuck in these cycles, that you need to move on. Love yourself first, because without loving yourself first, you can't love anybody else. And this is why these cycles could keep turning around and keep hurting you. Did you learn the lesson with the High Priest? This is the Hierophant in this deck. The Hierophant is here. It's almost like they're the teacher. I mean, it could be saying that this person, you know, the last person, or people in your life you was in great commitments with, you were in contracts with, you were in, you know, cycles with these people, and it's repeating cycles. Sometimes some of you have cycles with people over and over again, and they keep coming back, and you keep giving them chances, and they keep hurting you, and you keep going through this cycle. But you've got to stop the cycle. You've got to stop the cycle. I use this analogy a lot. It's like you got a drug addict and they've robbed you once, and they've tried to come back again. And did you learn the lesson? Did you learn the lesson? Did you let them back in to do the same thing to you again? I know I have done in the past. I know I've repeated cycles where I shouldn't have done. I've had to learn the hard way. And sometimes it's with the same person over and over again, and we're refusing to see the cycle, to say that it's something that's hurting us, that we keep repeating these cycles. We can blame the other person all day long sometimes, but until we start looking at ourselves and looking at ourselves in the mirror, and not just seeing what we see in appearance, but see what's inside and see what it is, heal those childhood wounds. Heal what it is. I mean, sometimes it's about abandonment issues. It's just about all sorts of things that we're not looking. Things that have happened to us in our childhood that we keep repeating these cycles. We're looking for validation. We're looking for, you know, we're looking for the one, but all the time we should be looking at ourselves. Because I watched something today that confirmed to me that yes, they are downloads. Okay, this woman had a near-death experience, and she explained certain things that I've been repeating for years. That yes, we do have downloads from spirit, from whatever you want to call it. Because again, that's the second confirmation. We don't necessarily have to equate spirituality to a specific religion. It's just there. It's just here. It's just an entity, if you want to call it that. The third thing that was actually confirmed to me was that we don't just die and go into blackness. We move on into another plane. We move on to a reincarnation. We move on if we choose to. You know, my son always says to me that he didn't choose to be here. And, you know, and I say, but he was. And that was also confirmed to me, that you chose to be here to have these experiences and to learn from these experiences. And this is what the Hierophant is here for. This is what the Hierophant is here for. We need to learn those lessons. We need to understand and know that we're not here to keep repeating cycles. We're here to move on to have the next experience. And it could be bad. It could be good. It could be good karma. It could be bad karma that we experience next. But until we come out of these cycles, we will never know. We will keep getting trapped in the same cycles, sometimes with different people, but the same end results, until we learn that we've got to learn to love ourselves first, to come out of those cycles, to move on to the next experience. Nothing is a failure. And I say, even that is confirmed to me. Nothing is a failure in this life. It's an experience you're meant to have, or a lesson you're meant to learn. And nothing in this life is a failure. We just sometimes, because of human conditioning, because of the way that we've been brought up, we've been taught that it's a failure, and it's not. We could be dragged into the gutter, but there's always somebody who's going to be worse off than you. You can become homeless, and I've been there. But, you know, there's always somebody worse off than from you. We may have felt dejected, lost, rejected with the Four of Cups. Used, abused, taken advantage of. You know, being treated like just an option, which is sometimes this card depicts with the Four of Cups. But let me tell you, I had to flick a card on this one because I wanted to know why this was here. Again, it's just confirming to me that we're just here to learn the lesson. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles is all about slow and steady, regaining that strength, regaining that trust in yourself, moving on, moving forward, knowing that there is, you know, you need to move on from experiences. Stop feeling the weight of somebody else's. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say this, 9 times out of 10, when people do certain things to you and they know they were doing wrong and they don't take accountability for it, it weighs on you sometimes, but you've got to understand and know that it's not your failure, it's theirs. They're mirroring back to you their failure. It's almost like they're putting their energy on you and you're feeling the weight of their unaccountability. And you take it on. But this is here to tell you that yes, it may take time, but you can come out of this and move forward. Because you are that Queen of Pentacles. You are that Queen of Pentacles. And yeah, it's a Virgo card. And yeah, I am a Virgo. But it's more than that. It's a depiction of that. You can come from the betrayal, the loss, the heartbreak, into this energy if you start loving on yourself. Because there was, you know, these people, yes, they may have caused you heartbreak, but the whole point to this read, and I couldn't get it out of my head, I kept getting repeating cycles, talk about repeating cycles. Because yes, sometimes, here's the devil here, sometimes we feel trapped by these cycles, okay? But did you learn the lesson? Did you learn the lesson? And I had to flick a card on this devil to find out what it was. And yes, we feel trapped by what happened in the past. When you see the Five of Swords, it's about, again, it's a kind of betrayal. And it's usually about gossip. People talking about you. People doing things behind your back. Sometimes that's worse than betrayal. Sometimes it's kind of like, you know, there's no transparency there. There's no, you know, they're not telling you the whole truth. They're doing things behind your back. Do you see these people in the background haunted? Because they thought they was doing the right thing by betraying you, by gossiping, by not being transparent. But all the time it will always haunt them. it will be mirrored back to them. You get what I'm giving, collective? Because in the end, you will win out with this Ten of Pentacles. You will find your stability, but it all starts with you loving on yourself first. Let me tell you, there's no greater love. And I say this and I say it again because I've been repeating the same thing for years, but it's whether you want to take on the message or not. You know, in this life, spirits give us two things. And one of those is free will, and the second thing is love. With love, it can solve all things. But we've also been given free will. It's what you do with that free will that makes the difference. Do you know what I mean? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Do you know what I mean? You can lead a horse to water, but if they're not willing to hear the message, then what can you do? Because sometimes you can show people, and sometimes this heartbreak is about showing people unconditional love. Can show people that you really care for them, and they don't know how to receive it, they don't know how to accept it, which causes you anguish and pain, because it's one-sided then, isn't it? It's one-sided. And what do you do with that? What do you do with that? It's very deep and philosophical today, isn't it? Pick up yourself, collective. I'm getting deep today because I couldn't sleep. This message was like in my head, repeating cycles. Talk about repeating cycles. And I just flicked these cards and this is what came out. Let's see what's at the bottom of this deck. I'm not going to drag this out because this would probably be a part of a series like the Twin Flame, because again, these are contracts that we have with people that we have energetic strings with, and I'm gonna have to find the actual video I was watching and link it in the description below, because it confirms so much to me. She was talking about downloads. She was talking about she had this near-death experience where she died, and I've been reading about reincarnation, and I'm into Buddhism as well, and we think a lot about reincarnation, and you don't actually just go into a black hole. And I've always knew this, and I know it confirmed to me. But what also was confirmed to me, that we're not meant to be stuck in cycles. This thing about cycles keeps coming up, so I had to get it out. You know, it's kind of like, we're not meant to repeat cycles. We're meant to move on. We're meant to find the healing and the answers within that. We're meant to look at things as lessons or experiences we're meant to have, and we're meant to learn from these experiences and not to repeat them. And so when you, and I've said this over years, it's like we go through karmic cycles and repeat the same thing with different people, or we repeat the same thing with the same person over and over again. And I've done both. But until people take accountability, you can't do nothing but love upon yourself and move on. You can forgive them. Forgive them. You need to forgive them for yourself. But I'm telling you, we're not here to harbour resentment and loss. We're here to have these experiences, learn from them and move on. And I'm hoping that I'm emphasizing this, because a lot of people stay stuck in cycles for no reason. And I'm probably... Oh, something just blinked at me. Oh, sorry, my thing just... sorry, if it split, that was my camera that I'm using. It's actually reset itself and started again, so please forgive me. So I'll probably join one with the other. But like I was saying, let's it's telling me to wrap this up. See, look, here's the Three of Pentacles. Work on yourself. Work on yourself to get this emotional stability with the Ten of Cups. I'm telling you, Spirit is talking today. The Page. And if you have to start again, start again. Move on. Move on. And yes, they may give you the deceptions and the lies, but we need to move on from that and take it as the lesson that it is. Some of us, it's devastating. It's devastating what people do to us, but if we learn to love upon ourselves and not go into these depression states and not go into anxiety, and try our hardest not to do that, but find ways to love upon ourselves. And there's plenty of self-help, and there's plenty of, do you know, I'm a great believer in therapy. Honestly, I'm a great believer in therapy and meditation and all these kind of things. And some people think it's all very wishy-washy, but let me tell you, if you take it seriously, it really does help, because it helps you to face yourself. It helps you to look into yourself and really see where things went wrong, what you could have done differently, what you can do to correct it, and to tell yourself that, you know, no matter what, you need to love yourself. And in loving yourself and thinking of putting yourself first, like most people do, and sometimes it sounds selfish, but in order for you to learn from those lessons, you have to put yourself first and tell yourself, if I was in that same position again, what would I do? It's as simple as that sometimes. What would we do? What would we do? Really? If you was hovering over that situation and you saw exactly what went down, what would you do? You know, and that helps to break the cycle, doesn't it? I'm going to stop it now, and I'm going to flick some more. I'm going to get a positive card out. But, you know, karmic cycles are, yes, whether you know, other people caused it or not, we've got to learn to stop repeating the cycles. So I'm going to leave that there, because that was deep enough, wasn't it? That went on long enough. But I'm going to leave that there, and let me know what you think. Have you repeated cycles that you know you shouldn't have done, but you couldn't help yourself? Have you been with the same person going in and out, and all they do is heartbreak? No, sometimes it's kind of like a twin flame who's there to teach you lessons. Twin flame soulmate is there to teach you lessons, that you feel this energetic pull to them, but you're not learning the lesson, because you will keep seeing these people in repeated lifetimes. So I've got to remind myself to find that link so that I can link it for you, so you can really get down and dirty as to what I'm saying. And I'm telling you, this person who had this near-death experience confirmed so much of the downloads that I got when I first started this journey. It's kind of like, we don't die. We go to other planes, we go to other dimensions, we move on, you know, because it's not about the physical body, it's about the soul, and the soul living on. And we're not meant to stew. We get stuck in cycles because of the way society is, and we've got to come out of that. And, you know, as an awakened soul, we are going to be different. We are going to be people that sometimes persecuted and shunned and made fun of, and, you know, but sometimes you've got to learn to live with that. Sometimes you've got to learn that, you know, not everybody is for you. Not all situations are going to be there for you. And yes, you may walk alone, but you're here to have experiences, not to be trapped in cycles. Not to be trapped in cycles. Yes, you may feel the backstabbingness, the stabbation, the trication, but we're not meant to dwell in those things. We're meant to move on, because life is here for experiences and lessons we need to learn. So we go into the next lifetime with a clear head and new experiences, because that's what life is about. It's about experiences and learning lessons and what we can do better. So I'm going to leave that there. So shut up, Val. Thank you for being here and listening to me. If you got this far and you found it interesting, please give me a purple heart. I will catch up with you, and I'll probably add on a few more bits like I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, is add on the twin flame soulmate, a positive message, and maybe a karmic message. And I forgot last time maybe that the angel numbers. So I will catch up with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the alert bell, and I'll be back with more messages. What is going on, peeps? What is going on? I'm back with a karmic message, and what a doozy I got here. What is going on? The very first card that came out was the Tower. These karmics, or this karmic situation, whatever way you want to look at it, okay, is going through some trauma right now. I'm going to tell you what that trauma is. So I asked Spirit, what is this Tower message all about? And the card that came out was the Two of Cups. About this relationship that they're in. Now, here's what it's telling me immediately. That if it's a karmic, they interfered in a relationship that they should have never have interfered with. They've now realised, looking at these cards, that this relationship that they've taken away from somebody else, where they've interfered, or they've, it could have been jealousy, it could have been all sorts of stuff. It could have been that they were just here from a previous life doing their job. You know what I mean? But now they feel trapped by what they've done. They feel trapped. And it's a trap that they can get out of if they really want to. Because what they've realised, that the second thing is that they've realised here, and I'm looking at this, is like the person that they got involved with, and they probably created a third party situation at the time, now didn't really want them. That they was just a distraction, and now they're stuck in their head, and them asking themselves, should we start again? Should we start this journey all over again and go on, move on elsewhere? Again, it's those karmic cycles. This karmic is thinking, I feel like a damn fool, I feel like a damn ass. That I thought I won the battle. Because last time I flicked cards, I got that this karmic thought they won the battle, but they used skullduggery, and that's what I'm going to call it, skullduggery, to get what they wanted. And now it's come back to bite them. It's come back to bite them. They've realised, and they've seen the sides. It's like there's this thing going around lately that these men don't really like who they married, or these men don't really like who they're attached to, or these men don't really like who they ended up with. They're just tolerating them, and this is what this is. And this karmic, whether it's male or female, has realised that's what it is, and they're thinking, I want to go on a new journey. I don't want this anymore. I want to go on a new journey because they feel trapped by their circumstances now. They feel trapped, and it's almost like your person was just tolerating them now. Yes, they were blinded by this situation, but the attraction's worn off. It's just like the person has settled. So this karmic is asking themselves, I can't believe this came out, but this karmic is asking themselves, should I go on a new cycle? Should I go on a new karmic journey? Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Let's see the future energies, because I want to see what's going to happen. Oh, you see? In the future, they're thinking about walking away. To gain their peace. To start again. Here we go again with the starting again. They know it's going to be a hard, rocky road. When you see the Ace of Pentacles is about, yes, it's a slow, steady incline, but it's going to be hard work. The choices with the Two of Pentacles, it's a progression, isn't it? To find their true happiness, that's the Four of Wands, to find their true happiness, because they're not happy really. They just did what they did. They won what they won, and now it's a burden. It's a burden. Realising that they didn't really win, although they thought they won. See, I got this theme last week. I got the theme of them winning, but they did it by skullduggery, and now I'm getting here. It's like it's moved on from last week. They realised that they weren't really it. They weren't the one. They really weren't the one. It's like somebody settled for this karmic, and this karmic is realising that they weren't the one. Are they going to eventually be shunned? Are they going to walk away? Because I'm getting that when you see the Fool is always at the beginning of a journey. They're taking a leap of faith elsewhere. And yes, they feel like a damn fool, but do you know, when people interfere in relationships, it's out of jealousy, it's out of lust, it's out of, you're not to be with that person if I can't have you. And when they get that person and realised that they wasn't really meant to interfere. This is where the trapation comes in. They feel trapped, but they can, when you see this card is about, yes, they feel trapped, but you notice that they're not bound, they're not tied. They can move those swords at any time and walk away from this. And this is what this Fool card is all about. It's like starting a new cycle over again, because the Fool is going through a journey from the beginning. The Fool goes through a journey through the major arcanas, and so this is the beginning. This is why it's at point zero. The Fool is always going to be zero. And so this is what's happening here. This person's realised that this relationship, whatever this relationship is, I mean, a karmic could be interfering with a friendship, could be interfering with a relationship, could have interfered in a, you know, and now they feel trapped because they realise that whoever they was dealing with didn't really want them. It's like these women are in a down low, and they're just settled. They've just settled. And this is what it is sometimes with these karmics. They can't keep up the charade. They can't keep up what they did in the background, whether it was darkness or not, but they can't keep it up. And when the actual magic wears off, when the actual initial thing wears off, they realise that this person really didn't want them. It was just a play thing that went on for too long. Yeah, what I'm giving collective is a play thing, and see? Future energies are suggesting that this person is going to walk away from this and find peace in doing that. Eight of Cups is going on a different, again, here goes the journey, going in a different direction, moving on from something, using their intuition. Are they going to actually use their intuition? They're going to use their intuition and move on from this situation. But the question is, when you see these karmic cycles going on, and I could talk about this all day, because karmic, sometimes they don't know they're karmic, sometimes they just don't know that they interfered in a situation, and they don't know that they were second choice sometimes they were second choice. You as this divine feminine, or you know, you don't even have to talk in twin flame soulmate situation, you just say relationship. Somebody interfered in a relationship where they shouldn't have done, really, and they know they shouldn't have done, and they were second choice, but they didn't know they were second choice until it was too late. And so somebody is settled for somebody else, and somebody thought they was the one, thought they won, but in that actual fact, the person just settled because they couldn't have who they really wanted. Truth is stranger than fiction sometimes, people. Oh, truth is stranger than fiction. Sometimes they can't have who they want, so they settle. This is going around a lot at the moment. I'm not saying it because of what is going around. I'm saying it because this is what true life is sometimes. Truth is stranger than fiction, and sometimes people just settle because they don't want to be alone. They can't have who they want. And it's just the same thing again. If this person was to level up, would they dump them anyway? Because the karmic could have helped them out in certain ways, you know. Could have shown them certain lights, could have shown them how to do certain things, but in leveling up, would that person still want them if they leveled up? And this is where the trapation is. These karmics question themselves. They question themselves as to, should they have done what they've done? Should they, you know, feeling trapped and unwanted and getting the side eye. The odd moment they look and look in surprise. You know, this is what the Tower moment's about. That's crazy, isn't it? The first card that comes out is the Tower moment. The realization that they are not the one. They're the one that's been settled for. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there, people. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the alert bell so you know when I'm going to do another video. Because that's deep. That's deep. Until next time, people. What is Granny Peeps? What is Granny? Again, I couldn't sleep, so I thought, let me just start flicking some cards. And I have a twin flame soulmate message. And it appears, first of all, that it's more to do with the divine feminine than it is the masculine. But it applies to both. And I'm going to explain why. Because it says here, the very first card that's come out is called sexuality. And it's a message here that I'm getting from Spirit that, you know, sometimes the initial attraction we have towards somebody is a sexual one. And sometimes people use sex as a tool, especially energetically, and they know how to do it. Now, I know from experience, people use moon magic and all sorts of magic, and, you know, you have to go and look into that. I'm not going to explain it, but, you know, to trap you in this energetic cycle. Again, the cycles are here, the karmic cycles are here. I just did a reading about karmic cycles. But we should never take our sexuality for granted. We should know who we're lying down with. And sometimes it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Because I'm telling you, this is why the sacred woman is here. Because we've got to learn to respect ourselves and understand and know that, especially the divine feminine, okay, you're a portal at the end of the day. You create miracles. And I know I'm going deep now, but you have to respect yourself first. And we lose that respect sometimes. People just use sex as a tool, as a way to trap people. You know, and it creates energy connections. But what you have to remember as well, and this is going to be deep now, but whoever you sleep with, you're sleeping with the people they slept with, and vice versa. So imagine, you sleep with somebody, and they've slept with 20, 30 people. They now have expectations of what they want from you. Especially if they've got bad energies attached to them as well. People that are just bad energies, and it creates bad energy in you because you're taking on that energy. Because believe it or not, we all are energy at the end of the day. Our soul is more important than the physical self. If you know, that's a school of thought. But you're taking on the energies that they've been with. So you've got to learn and understand that you need to respect yourself. And how do we do this as a divine feminine, divine masculine, a twin flame, a soulmate? And you know, this actually applies. Like, I'm gonna tell you that in some cases, people have awakenings, and sometimes awakenings happen in the middle of nookie with your divine masculine, your divine feminine, because they're there to open your eyes and to teach you lessons. Believe it or not, there's a few ways that you have awakenings, and sex is one of them. Believe it or not. So yeah, there's about 4 or 5 different ways that you can have awakenings. Like I was saying previously, somebody had a near-death experience. That's a way of an awakening. That's an awakening where they get downloads in the middle of this unconsciousness that they go through. You know, some people are born with these awakenings, these from childhood, then, you know. But the point here is that you have to be careful who you're lying down with. And sometimes it's good to have, you know, love on yourself. You know, love is a universal thing. I say it and I say it again and I say it previously. We've been given 2 things in this life: free will and love. And love is a universal thing, whether it's an unconditional love for your child, it's a love for your twin flame soulmate, it's a love for somebody else, it's a friendship kind of love. There's different types of love, you know. But the most important love is to love on yourself, because what is within is also without. And again, that sounds very deep, but you know, we're all energy. We're all energy at the end of the day. And if we don't respect that energy, especially the divine feminine, because like I said, we're portals. The sacred woman is here, but that can apply to the man as well. He has to understand that who he's lying down with will affect how that person feels, because women feel sexuality in a different way than men. Whether you choose the women can pretend that they see it the same way as men, but we don't. So 9 times out of 10 it's more of an emotional thing for women than it is for men, and it creates ties. And whether a masculine choose to believe that or not, they're also creating ties, but they see it in a different way. Sometimes they see it as a means to an end. And yes, sometimes it is an emotional thing depending on the circumstances, but women feel that emotion more than men do. So as divine feminine, I mean, the message here is be careful, people. And yes, sometimes love conquers all, but you know, just be aware of who you're lying down with, because energetic ties, people, energetic ties. Just remember, as a divine feminine, especially an awakened one, you have to respect your sacredness. Respect your awakening, respect that you've been through things that, because, you know, you're here to teach lessons too. Just as people are here to teach you, you're here to teach lessons too. So if you don't respect that sanctity, you know, celibacy can be a good thing sometimes. I'm getting very philosophical today. But, you know, they say love conquers all, but love on yourself first. Have that self-respect. Have that, you know, keep things sacred. Because sexuality is a thing that, yes, we can all create that aura of the sexuality, but it's at the end of the day, it's who you're lying down with, who you choose to, because my body is a temple, and so yours should be too. And sometimes people look at you and think you're having sex left, right, and centre. I've had people accuse me of having boyfriends, having sex and this, that and the other, and being with other people, and they don't believe you when you tell them. They don't believe you when you tell them that you haven't. But why would you want to lie about that? Especially as an awakened soul, why would you want to lie about that? Especially as somebody, you know. And I'm going to say it, the person that asked me, we have no ties anymore. But they kept going on about this, your man this, where's your man that? And I'm like, no, there is no one. Because I respect myself too much to put myself in. I'm not into the rebound thing. I'm not into any of that. I respect myself to the point where celibacy sometimes is stronger than having sex all over the place. You have to be a strong-minded person to be celibate sometimes. When it's thrown in your face and you know you can get it, but you choose not to, you're a stronger person for that. And some people don't understand that. So, I say all that to say, divine feminines, divine masculines, going through this twin flame soulmate journey, who are especially awakened ones. Yes, sexuality can be used, but love upon yourself first. I'm going, that's enough. I'll be back with probably a message. I might do a karmic message, I don't know. I'll see how I feel, but yeah. That was your twin flame message. I think I like doing these segments in the one video because I'm only going to do once a week. So I do them as I can, when I feel like it, and throughout the week, and then I put them together and timestamp them. So hopefully you'll get this. I don't know in what order you're going to get this one this week, but I did the main message first. So I thought, let me just do this and see what comes out. And again, it's about honouring yourself and yourself first as a divine masculine and divine feminine, because yes, although some people want to believe that there's equal, yes, there is partnership, but sometimes we have different roles in those partnerships, and we've got to understand that, you know, sometimes we've got to respect ourselves to know that we are sacred beings. We are sacred entities, and we've got to learn that sometimes using sex as a tool is not always a good thing, because it creates energetic ties that you don't want sometimes. Some people use sex as a tool. Some people think that sex is all, and that's all they need to tie people to them. And yes, some people use, I call it, well, it's moon magic. There's specific school of camp that it's like they want to tie people to them, and they do rituals, especially on a full moon, to tie people to them. And I don't want to go down that road, but you know, it's you have to be careful, people. And this is what this message is about. Be careful who you lie down with. Be careful who you share bodily fluids. It's a horrible thing to way to put it, but who you share bodily fluids with, because sometimes celibacy is a good thing. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. I'll be back with more messages. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I'm going to do another video. And if you've got any comments to make, let me know. If you've got questions, let me know. So I'll be back, peeps. What is going on, peeps? I'm back with a positive message, and today I've got out the Soul Helpers Oracle. And I drew the card number 24, and it says here, the tree of wishes is calling your name. An almost forgotten wish will now come true. And I'm going to read this to you because I'm not called very natural oracles for no reason. This is a deep message. This is a deep message, so I'm going to read it to you. So it says, you once made a wish in the divine realm of fulfillment. Your ancestors have been keeping this wish since that day. Keeping this wish safe since that day, as you were not ready for it to come true. You expressed a deep longing in the wish, and now the time has come. Have you ever had a wish that something happened and you wish for it and you've been waiting for it, and it's suddenly it's going to come true for you? You expressed a deep longing in this wish, and now the time has come. It will be touched by the divine source and will enter the realm of the possible. Although you have forgotten it in the intervening years, you now have the momentum and opportunity to achieve your desire. Your path has led you to a point where miracles could happen because you now believe in them. Miracles can only occur if you believe they are possible or truly want them to happen. Free from fear and with an open heart. Miracles take place daily throughout the world. You lost sight of all these wonders for a time, and deep down failed to believe that you are a creative being. However, you are the one who shapes your world, and destiny is creating a path of growth for you. You have forgotten that you can trust your path, but you are now ready to follow the path of your soul and insight into complete trust. This is why you have drawn this card. So I actually pulled this card for the collective. I asked for the collective, and this is what's come out. Do you know? So is there dreams you've put on the back burner? Ask for what you want. Pray for what you want. And because now's the time to ask for it. It is now time to signal that you are ready to receive a miracle, as your free will is respected in the spirit world. You have forgotten your wish, and you do not nurture it with sufficient positive emotions. It is therefore now important to say a prayer, express that you believe in miracles and are ready to receive one. It would be a shame to miss out on this opportunity, so do not delay. Your helpers for the next 21 days, and here's a list of things that it says here. The healing crystal that you should be using is hematite, spelled Hematite. Herbal essential oil is sage. Power animal, or sometimes they call it spirit token, don't they? Crane, and the number is the number 6 that you should be focusing on. So I hope that helped, and that's your positive message for today. Do you know, did we lose sight? Did we ask, believe, action and receive? Did we invoke the law of attraction? Is what it's saying. Was there wishes and dreams that you need to push towards and you've just forgotten about? Now's the time This is why this card is here. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the alert bell so you know when I'm going to do another video. Get down with the get down. Because I'm planning to be more consistent now. So I'm only going to do maybe once a week for the moment. But let me know how you feel about these messages. Until next time, take care. What is going on, peeps? This is going to be my last segment because my battery's about to die. But I've got my angel numbers, so I'm going to close my eyes. I'm doing this very quickly, but I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to open the book at an angel number and I'm going to point at it and then we're going to see what it is. So please give me a message for the collective spirit. Please tell me what number do you want them to see. Ooh, what do we get? We've got 451. Advice. Signs are everywhere. So this is a message, collective. Your angels are around you with strong messages about how to proceed in a tricky situation. Here we go again. They will use anything they can to reach you. They will use anything they can to reach you. They can be crafty. So prepare to be surprised. Repetition is your angel's favourite way to hit a message home. Now, there's a lot of tarot messages going on at the moment that keep saying, is retrograde here? I don't know, I haven't checked. But they keep saying that people are going to come back. And that's a message. Advice, people. Take it and heed it. Signs are everywhere. Your angels are around you with strong messages about how to proceed in a tricky situation. They will use anything they can to reach you. They can be crafty, so prepare to be surprised. Repetition is your angel's favourite way to hit a message home. Do you keep seeing these messages about people coming back? Keep people coming back to haunt you. Coming back to try again. Oh, is this why this karmic message is here? I haven't even picked it up yet. This is why this karmic message is, but they realise that they're not the one and they're going to try and come back. And how are you going to receive that? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the alert bell so you know when I'm going to do another video. Until next time, take care.